Good morning. I hope everyone is well. We pray for you every day, especially for those who are sick. Recover quickly. Master Taesan, the third head Dharma master of Won Buddhism, talked about the 5 right ways for health. This is based on his own experience. He himself had a very serious health issues in his early 40s. However, it could be improved with his sincere efforts. He also developed Zen yoga for health so that everyone could practice. Master Taesan said, the 5 right ways for health are right mind, right breathing, right movement, right diet, and right rest and sleep. These are the basic principles to maintain your health. Each item is interconnected with each of the 5 organs and 5 elements as the theory of Eastern medicine. This views humans and the universe are in one principle. The operating system of the human body exactly reflects the universal principles of the physical world. Among them, I'd like to talk about right mind and right breathing today. First, right mind. Master Taesan suggests that taking care of our mind is the first thing we should do for our health. What does the right mind mean to you? Master Taesan said, right mind means right spiritual life. Always use your mind in a balanced manner. One-sided and biased minds are the enemies of a long life. I looked up a general meaning of right mind in the dictionary. It says right mind means sensible, wise, even-tempered, balanced, discreet, sane, dependable, prudent, healthy, whole, reasonable, credible, consistent, justifiable, and so on. In healthy mental state, you can be calm, reasonable, and sane. When you are in your right mind, you make reasoned decisions and act in a normal, understandable way. It is said, if my mind is right, the mind of the world will respond accordingly. And our mind creates everything. According to Eastern medicine, the condition of our mind affects our body. Emotions are a natural part of being a human, and we cannot escape being sad, angry, or worried sometimes. Each of the emotions has a particular effect on qi, the life force energy, affect a certain organ in our body. Again, qi is the vital force that nourishes both mind and body. These are the examples of how your emotions affect each organ. Anger makes qi rise and affect the liver. Joy slows qi down and affect the heart. Worries tangles qi and affect the spleen and stomach. Think about water hose. You try to water your garden. But if the hose tangles, water cannot flow. So when you detach the hose from a faucet, water flow reversely and may you get wet. This is why you feel nauseous or vomit when your stomach chi cannot flow down freely. This can be a sign of too much worry weakens your stomach. Sadness weakens or dissolves chi and affects the lungs. Shock or fear scatters chi and affects the kidney and heart. These days, fear of COVID-19 overwhelms people's mind. You may feel depressed and lack of energy caused by it. The emotions only become causes of disease when they are particularly intense, and most of all, when they are prolonged over a long period of time, especially when they are not expressed or acknowledged. Emotional pain is also the main cause of physical pain and physical disease. Resentment, hatred, self-pity, guilt, anger, depression, jealousy, and so on. Even the slightest irritation are all forms of pain. If you are feeling aches and pains that do not have a medical reason, they may come from suppressing stress or depression. Research has shown that strong emotions even cause changes in the biochemistry of the body. When we encounter a situation in which our mind is strongly stimulated, such as when we are experiencing fear, anger, excitement, the brain will release a large quantity of neurotransmitters and hormones related to emotions. The sense organs become extremely sensitive. The skeletal muscle contract. The heart and lungs work at a faster rate. When we practice meditation, our heart and lungs slow down, and we are able to truly experience the present moment without getting stuck in our strong emotions. Taking good care of emotions is very important for healthy mind and body. Right mind is healthy mind, that our emotions well balanced, neither too excessive nor too deficient. In Won Buddhism, the founding master Sotaesan teaches that our mind is originally free from disturbance, delusion, and wrongdoing, which is called the original nature or Buddha nature. However, when we encounter sensory conditions, disturbances, delusions, or wrongdoings arise in our mind. Meditation is a way to restore our original state of mind that helps us to be centered in any situation. Our mind is like empty sky. Most days, clouds come and go. Sometimes thunderstorms or lightning happen. However, they just come and go, not staying forever. The sky itself is still empty and clear. When we go through difficulties in life, we often forget this. So always remind yourself that your thoughts and emotions are always arising and ceasing. Even the most deep-rooted emotions that you have had for a long time will also disappear if you let them go. If you suffer from strong emotions, you can sit in silence, contemplate, or visualize your mind as empty, clear blue sky, with cloud just coming and going. Meditation trains you to be resilient. The more you can learn and practice to stay at the present moment with all the highs and lows of your thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations, the more strength you can bring to each moment and experience. It is also basic and very important to live a healthy life by always being grateful. When you are always full of gratitude in our daily lives, all the worries melt down. Even though you are in a difficult situation, being grateful brings positive healing energy that helps you improve or resolve the condition. You become more relaxed and comfortable. Second, right breathing. Breathing is the basic of life. Right breathing is the source of our life, our health. This is why the lungs are regarded as foundation of all organs of our body in Eastern medicine. It is said that life and death are in one breath. It is so natural that a person is breathing means that the person is alive. Stop breathing means death. Each time we breathe in, we take millions of air atoms and they turn into heart cells, liver cells, and stomach cells, brain cells, so on. Each breath brings out small pieces of our tissues, organs, and exchanges them with the atmosphere in this planet. Studies have shown that 98% of our bodies replace all atoms within a year. The gastrointestinal wall is replaced in 5 days, the skin in a month, the liver in 6 weeks, and the bone in 3 months. Even our genes, which remember all the evolutionary processes of millions of years, are not what they were before about 6 weeks. Your body today is not your body from 3 months ago. Breath, water, and food are essential substances for our life and have different effects on the human body. We can live for weeks without food, and we can live for days without water. However, without breathing, we cannot live even for a few minutes. This shows how precious breathing is to life. Nevertheless, people are interested in good food for their health, but not many people are interested in breathing. In ancient times, when people lived in nature, they could maintain a good breathing rhythm without any special training. In modern world, however, we are living in environmentally difficult conditions, so our breathing becomes shallow and short due to polluted environments, uncomfortable working positions, and various stressors. As a result, we cannot breathe properly in our daily lives. There are many breathing techniques for health. In general, deep breathing is the principle. Deep breathing is a slow, deep breath that helps prevent and treat the most common symptoms, such as headaches, fatigue, chronic fatigue, and high blood pressure. In each breath, about 500 milliliters of air come into our body. The deeper our breathing is, the more air we can take. Once the air is taken into our body, it goes along the windpipe and then reaches our lungs. Generally, 70% of the air reaches alveoli, tiny air sacs in the lungs, where the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide takes place, and 30% remain in the windpipe. Slower and deeper breathing has more inhaling air can reach the lungs. Deep breathing conveys about 1,000 milliliters of air to the lungs. Breathe deeply so that your lungs are filled with fresh air. It is important for beginners to breathe out long first in order to take a deep breath effectively. When you gradually get used to it, you can breathe out even and long. Finally, your breathing becomes deep and comfortable as a sleeping baby, and your body and mind will be much relaxed. When we walk in nature, we breathe deeply without any effort. Why is that? Nature is full of clean air and vitality. Our body is naturally relaxed enough in nature, so the pressure in our lungs easily lower than the atmospheric pressure. And the air enters our body naturally through breathing. Deep breathing helps improve mental and physical health. Things can change just after a few deep breaths, especially when your emotions are intense. At this moment, take a long exhalation first. When you breathe out, you can be relaxed, and the tension of your mind and body become released at the same time. When you are not feeling well and uncomfortable, take a long exhalation first. After a long exhalation, a deep inhalation follows naturally. Your body begins to relax through a long out-breath. If you repeat it like this, you will feel better. A few years ago, I was on a plane from Korea. After meal, I suddenly felt cold in my face and felt dizzy and faint. So holding the armrest of the chair tightly with my both hands, I sat upright and began to breathe deeply for a few minutes. Curiously, the dizziness disappeared and I felt better again. Deep breathing is usually involved with Danjan in the lower abdomen. Danjan is the energy center, which is about 3 fingers below your navel. Focusing and resting your mind on the Danjan, you can breathe slower and deeper. As you breathe in deeply, your lower abdomen slightly expands. As you breathe out, it contracts. The movement of belly rising and falling helps you breathe deeply. During deep breathing, you become more mindful. Master Thich Nhat Hanh says, mindful breathing unites the body and mind and helps us to become aware of what is going on inside and around us. In our daily life, we often forget that mind and body are connected. Our bodies are here, but our minds are not. Returning to our breathing brings our mind back to our body and reminds us of the miracle of the present moment. awareness of in-breath and out-breath, first of all, calm us down. By paying attention to your breathing without judgment, you bring peace back to your body and release the pain and tension. This is the first step in restoring wellness. Health is not simply the absence of disease. When you are filled with inner joy, it is health. A true and healthy state of happiness and well-being, not only physically, but emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually, is true health. I hope everyone stays healthy and safe and happy. Thank you.